The real estate market here in Central Florida continues to roll on, and I dove into some data today to show you guys where the 3 most affordable and 3 most expensive areas are in Central Florida, one of which will surprise you. It shocked me, and I do this every single day. Stay tuned. So let's start this off with the more affordable side of the real estate. Affordability is on everybody's mind across Central Florida and across the country. Whether you're buying, you're renting, you're selling, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to sell this. Yeah, I can get a lot of money for it, but then where do I go? Right? Affordability is on everybody's mind. And so before we dive into the 3 more affordable cities, let me talk about how I arrived at these numbers. I looked at everything that was active, pending, and recently sold in the 5-county area, which is Orange County, Osceola, Polk, Lake, and Seminole counties, and looked at just sort of like what's the average home. It's really like a 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot house that I could kind of keep as a baseline across all of the cities. And then I extrapolated the data, and that's how we're going to get into what we're talking about next. So the first place that I would say is the most affordable based on the list of all of the counties and everything pending is Leesburg. Now Leesburg is in Lake County and it's actually up almost all the way to the Villages. If you look at drive time from Leesburg, you're looking at like 55 minutes to Disney World, 50 minutes to downtown Orlando, and a little over an hour to Orlando International Airport. You look at the average age of these houses that are currently pending and sold in this kind of bracket, and you're looking right in the mid-2000s as the average age. You have a lot of older farm type houses on some acreage, and you have some newer, smaller houses in subdivisions. On average, that 3-bedroom, 2,500 square foot house that I was talking about is selling for $349. So getting something single family in the mid 3s is pretty tough, but you will have to drive for it. Leesburg. The second most affordable place in Central Florida is Apopka, and that's in Orange County. We actually just did a video about Apopka and kind of all the things that you might like about it. Make sure you check out down in the comments below. I'll pin that for you. But if you think about the location of Apopka, I think is pretty fantastic in proximity to Mount Dora. You're 20-25 minutes away. Downtown Orlando, you're 25-30 minutes away. Disney, you're 35-40 minutes away. And a lot of people in the comments of that video were arguing with me on my timing. I just go on Google and Waze and check it for yourself. But here's a little bit about Apopka. So you basically have an average home size of 2,500 square feet, 3 bedrooms, selling for $391 as of the past 90 days rolling average. The average year built of those houses is right around 2000. You have some built in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and a lot of them that are being built right now. And so depending on what you're looking for, Apopka could be an affordable option for you. The third city on our list of most affordable places in Central Florida is Minniola. And Minniola is kind of like, to me, feels like Claremont Heights. It's just right adjacent. And a lot of people that are moving to the Claremont area, a lot of times just automatically start assuming Minniola. And so looking at our avatar, 2,500 square foot, 3-bedroom home, you're looking at $434 for the average price point there. And a little bit newer, average of 2012 in that area, because you do have a lot of older like farm style houses that have been around for quite some time, but there's a lot of new construction. And so actually that average is a bit skewed when you look at sort of what's going on in the Minniola area. Drive time for Minniola, you're looking at 35 minutes to Walt Disney World. You're looking at roughly an hour from both downtown Orlando and the airport. And so it is a little bit farther from a lot of these places. It's like harder to get in and out of, but with a lot of the extensions going into the area, that whole Claremont Minniola area is going to be much more accessible as the years go on. Now that we've talked about the affordable side, let's talk about more of the luxury or more expensive real estate here in Central Florida. Now, first, before we get into that, we have to define what is luxury, because I think that over the past 3 or 4 years, that definition has definitely changed. Before, if you had $1 million home, that was considered tops, right? Especially in Orlando, that was a very expensive house. Now, currently today, there's over 229 properties that are pending over $1 million. And so it used to be significantly less than that. And so now the definition of luxury, where it used to be $1 million, $1.2 million, has kind of pushed up to that $1.8 million to $2 million mark to get into the upper echelon. So what I did was broke down all 5 counties to figure out where are the $1 million plus homes selling and figure out what those averages are and figure out where the money's going. It's actually really interesting. All right, so let's get the easier one out of the way. The most expensive place, and when you think luxury in Central Florida, this really kind of goes hand in hand, and that's Winter Park. Winter Park, if you look over $1 million, there's currently 17 homes pending and an average sales price of $2.1 million. That house on average was built in 2004 and has 4,600 square feet. And so that's kind of like the luxury market. If you automatically think it Park Ave, you think about teardowns and new custom homes all over, that's really what Winter Park is synonymous with. So it's no surprise that that's at the top of the list of luxury houses here in Central Florida. One step down from Winter Park, if you will, call it a step down, it's really not, is Windermere. And so Windermere currently has 32 houses, so almost twice as many houses pending over $1 million beyond Winter Park. The average size there is 4,700 square feet and built in 2005. And so there's a very similar in terms of age and size and price point for $1.9 million in Windermere compared to that 2.1 over in Winter Park. So while Winter Park is synonymous with luxury, Windermere actually has more of those houses, if that makes sense. And so it's no-brainer that those two top the list. But this next one is what I was most surprised at. All right, so the last city we're going to talk about, or area we're going to talk about, before I get into that, the city of Orlando actually had 58 homes over $1 million that were currently pending. And so that makes it sort of like, in general, the largest area with multi-million-dollar houses. But that also includes Lake Nona, Dr. Phillips, Baldwin Park, and a lot of things kind of clumped together. So it's a little deceiving that way. But if you break down just like little areas, like the one I'm about to tell you, it sort of tells the story a little bit more about how dense the population is in regards to some of these luxury homes. So here's the one that shocked me. Reunion, Florida, which is actually part of Kissimmee, and just same thing as like Celebration's part of Kissimmee. It's a neighborhood essentially that has its own mailing address. Anyways, has 31 homes over $1 million currently pending, and the average sales price of those homes is $1.8 million. The crazy thing about it is that the average size of that is over 5,000, and the year built is 2016 on average. So you have a newer, bigger house. They're selling like hotcakes. It sort of shocked me based on that. I love Reunion. I think, gated community, a lot of Airbnbs, a lot of second homes, but it doesn't have like a downtown area. It doesn't have a lot of other things other than the proximity to Disney and the fact that you can rent it out, and it's a really popular kind of area. And so seeing the prices there just skyrocket has been sort of shocking to watch over the past few years. And so let me know down below, would you have guessed that Reunion, Florida would have had that many $1 million plus homes? That's sort of my market update on what's going on in the affordable areas and even the luxury sort of higher end of Central Florida here. It's really interesting to watch as new construction lags behind where it needs to be and resale is just like almost non-existent sometimes. It's interesting to see the market, regardless of what's going on overseas or the interest rates, things kind of keep trucking along here. And so if that changes, I'll make sure I keep you up to date. So make sure you hit the subscribe button as we're putting out videos every single week about life here in Central Florida. And if you're looking to buy or sell a house anywhere here in Orlando, my team and I would love to earn your business and be your real estate resource of choice. So email us at info@pozekgroup.com, and we'll see you guys on the next video.